Hello, my name is Patrick John Mills. I'm an artist and the owner of Art Factory. I've been painting for 30 plus years, and in this video, I wanted to share with you how to paint and the joy of painting and some technical advice and tips of how to build a painting and how to just unleash your creativity. So here I am starting the painting, and I just felt the wood crossbars in the back to locate the center point of the painting, and here I'm measuring out and going over and just putting the kind of composition or architecture of the painting. So I'm using circles, triangles, linear, organic kind of to create a movement and a flow so that under the painting there's a substructure. Kind of like when you build a house, you have to have a foundation. You have to kind of have a plan. And so I've started going over and just mapping everything out. I've put a cross there as kind of an under symbol. Right now I'm going over and putting where the vase will be. And I am mapping out to draw attention to think of where I want the viewer to kind of move their attention to. And the colors that I use at the beginning, I'm mapping it out with a transparent pigment. It is like a mixture of a cobalt purple and a magenta. And that color later will go over and correspond and easily blend and be kind of complementary to the rest of the other layers that I will start going over and applying to the canvas. Right now I'm just still mapping out and adding all the structure. Here I'm going over and I've added yellow, but I've added two different types of yellow, a hot and a cold. And they're both transparent, and they also communicate really well with this magenta and purple, which gives like an underpainting. So the structure and the underpainting will go over and have this warmth and a sense of light to it. And I'm using a really large palette knife, and I'm spreading the paint, and I'm not using oil or thinner or turpentine. I'm just really spreading it out so that, and the reason why I'm not using turpentine or any kind of fluids is I don't want the underpainting to be too wet. That, by keeping the paint on right now, by spreading it and applying it with this palette knife, it's quite dry. And that will allow for my second layer of paint to go over and not become muddy, and I'll be able to apply on top of it with more ease. The way that I'm applying the paint is left and is like a positive sign, going vertical and horizontal, so the underpainting is very still. The foundation of the painting opens up to all the four corners, and there's kind of a compositional movement, but yet a stability to the tabletop. Now I'm going over and adding a more over top. You'll notice I'm not making mud, and I'm putting the paint on quite thick with a 2-inch house paintbrush, and I'm just building up the painting. The underpainting, you're probably thinking, why am I painting over what I just painted? That will become really clear very soon. Right now I'm going back and I'm just reestablishing the structure and the geometry and the design of the painting. And I'm just having fun. The joy of painting, just get in your moment, get in your zone, and and connect with what you love about being an artist. I'm trying to create, I'm putting another layer of paint over top. This is an opaque pigment, so it kind of masks the underpainting, but then if I remove it, it will kind of create a window. And all of this was inspired by my wife and I went on a trip, and we went on a cruise, and we were in the Gaudi's Cathedral, and all of the stained glass in that church just were so beautiful. So we were just in that creative space. That was something that really inspired me. So I wanted to try to communicate that inspiration into the painting. So here I am adding kind of 5 bars of alizarin crimson that's also mixed with another red. So it gives a variation, and you'll see kind of the way the paint is handled. It's the palette knife, I'm applying the paint, but I'm also removing the paint, and that never be scared to go over and have fun and integrate your layers of the painting. Going over and adding the inspiration of Christ and the communication. Painting is a very spiritual kind of getting in touch with your inner self. And 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with I was diagnosed with 3 kinds of cancer, and I had chemotherapy. I was in and out of the ICU, and I really struggled, and I was in the hospital for 99 days. And so I had some really beautiful people go over and help me, all the doctors and nurses, but my wife was by my side every day for 12 to 14, sometimes even like there the whole time. And here I am learning how to walk again, and I'm on an oxygen with a stroller. I lost 86 pounds. So these flowers are, why am I painting flowers? Why do you choose a subject matter? Well, my wife and I were on our cruise, and
That is absolutely...
we were...
What are you doing, Mom?
What are you doing, Bubba? Oh my God. That is just incredible.
We were loving life, and we were 2 little flowers in our little stateroom, our balcony view, and a chosen little space together, just like these 2 flowers. And you choose what you, I'm having a hard time saying this, but I'll try. We connect, and we choose who we share our bed with. We choose our lover. We choose, every day is a choice, and every day is a gift. And it's so important to add kind of soul or emotional content into your paintings. And these paintings, these flowers are holding hands. These flowers, connection. The focal point of the painting is that faith of love, the architecture of connection, and just how beautiful it is to be in love. Here's Tanya in Barcelona. Here I am going over, and I'm using a paintbrush that I roll the paintbrush, and I kind of twizzle it to do the stems. I use a really nice pigment for the petals, and the petals are very bold, and the tint power of the paint that I chose to use for the petals really stands up, so I can have a very playful and confident brushwork. so that, you know, yeah, wow. Just so, it's such a joy to be alive, and it's so amazing to share and communicate your passion with others. And I really hope that when you're in your studio, that you just give a lot of thought to your life, the meaning of what you're doing, and infuse it with your soul. Oh, there's my love in Barcelona. I came back from Barcelona and I did 21 flower paintings in a month and just had a beautiful time. Just trying to get that sense of freedom, trying to get that stillness, that peace, all those little things that, you know, kind of obsess about. Here I'm using a palette knife and just making sure that the flower stems are still showing through. This is my studio. I have Art Factory is very large. It's the largest independently owned art center in all of Canada, and it's in the final stages, and it's just a massive project that's taken all of my life force, and I've been so blessed to be able to share this journey with so many people, but profoundly with my wife. There I am, just doing little touches with the palette knife and just working the space. The palette that I use, I try to combine two colors. So I use a phthalo green and a viridian green. The phthalo green is more of a yellow and the viridian is more of a blue. And by using two colors so close, it kind of makes it like trail mix, and it vibrates the differences of those two colors. There's just little subtle little things that you can do. I'm adding the structure of the painting, opening up, because a painting is just dancing color, and it's just the movement of color. And I try to really think about applying the paint in a very free, playful way. And the way that the paint is being manipulated is actually kind of the subject matter, how you handle and the joy that you transmit into your paint. With a little, God, you gotta love painting. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Here I am, I just paint the edges of the painting with some leftover paint on my canvas just to tidy it up. And then there it is, and I carry it off like a pizza. Here's some other paintings in my studio that are part of this same series. And I hope you have a beautiful day, and if you've watched this video, just remember that life is a gift, and my God, enjoy it. Live, love, art.